you were reunited with your wife Noor and your baby Dean, who was born while you were in detention, and Dean is around 3 months old now. And there's obviously that joy you're experiencing as a father, and reunited with your wife too. But at the same time, you're seeing images of children being starved in Gaza, and there's that immense sadness. Can you talk about how you're processing those contrasting emotions right now?
Yeah. So Meghnad, upon my release, like I said a word that like, my release is sweet, but it's not a victory, and we shouldn't take it as a victory while, um, just like hundreds of Palestinians are getting killed every day, and this is something like I really struggle with every single day, just to find the balance between just family and having a normal life, but also seeing your people killed. And just like a couple of days ago, like literally, like my wife and I were yeah, so sort of like crying about like, we have food to feed Dean, but just thinking about the hundreds of thousands of Palestinian kids, who or Palestinians who don't have food to feed their family. And I was like, and Noor asked me like, can you imagine like us not being able to get food to Dean? And that got me to my core. Um, but we need to continue like fighting, and this is what keeps me going, always, like just the fact that the killing is not stopping. Like I can't take a break, but the genocide will not take a break. The killing will not take a break. um and and that's why like I'm really like, struggling, and on a personal level, like to find like how can I go. But at the same time, I feel this is what they want us to feel. They want us to feel helpless. They want us to feel that like we cannot fight this machine. And this is why like I want to continue actually, given all the risks, giving everything that's like, being targeted for anything I say, being like, under immense risk, whether of deportation or anything else. But I feel the cost of remaining silent, the cost of ignoring that is much higher, than me speaking out for Palestinians.
When you were first arrested, it seemed to me that DHS had mistaken you for somebody who was here on a student visa. Was that your impression that you got from the people that picked you up? Because it felt like once they realized you were a permanent resident, they were then stuck and had to then reverse engineer some rationale for why actually it's okay what they did to a permanent resident rather than a visa holder. But I've never seen any proof if that's the case. What is your sense of whether or not, like, and there's no excuse for that. It's like, guys, all you to do is type his name into you're the one that has the system. Like, you just put his name in and boom, it pops up.
Yeah.
Not
And that
complicated.
that shows you unfortunately the state of the government right now, where
It would also suggest that your name was given to them by somebody who didn't have access to the database. And then they just ran
absolutely.
with it.
I mean, there's like so many scenarios, or like that could have happened. But yeah, that shows you like there isn't any level of due diligence, that they wanted to act very quickly. They wanted just like to bring someone in.
Was that your impression?
Yeah,
that they
absolutely. I
thought
mean,
you were on a
because the
student
first
visa?
the first thing that they told me that night was like, when I told them, like, why you're here, they told me your student visa has been revoked. And I was like, I don't have a student visa, and I'm a green card holder. And you can see like visibly they got confused. Even like they had like to call like 10 times. And then they said like, oh, bring him anyways. Despite like when he saw he took a picture of the green card and sent it to someone. Yeah, like they arrested me. That's why I felt like at the beginning, like it might be just like a clerical mistake. When I get there, it will be done. Like that they will clarify it, and I will be out. But that shows you like the state of the government right now. That they are, as you said, like it's the bare minimum you do. Like you just like you don't depend on these shady groups online that they everything about what they say is wrong. It's not about like my status in the United States. It's just like who is Mahmoud Khalil as a person, what this movement is actually about, and so on and on. Like that goes, but that goes like that shows you just like how they are functioning, like that the lies and the incompetence really runs deep. Yet they get away with it. Like they get away with it. That's why like they did not show me an arrest warrant. They later claimed that I tried to flee the scene, and they just kept with their lies. And at every turn we proved them wrong. Like when they said, oh, like he tried to run, we brought the camera like footage and the surveillance footage, and I was like so chill, like like I mean, and same with the arrest warrant. Like when we pressed them to produce the arrest warrant, they said we didn't have an arrest warrant. And these practices is just like very authoritarian, very fascist, in fact, and they just like trying to see what can stick and what not. And now like the federal judge said that my detention or the Ruby determination was likely unconstitutional. But who's paying for that?